one can only hope that you didn't have any real expectations for this team. One can only hope, because if you had any expectations of this team beating the Minnesota Lynx tonight, you haven't been paying attention. And of course, team started off pretty good after being beaten on their home court by the same Lynx team without Napheesa Collier. So what happens? Aaliyah Boston has solid 4 minutes to start the game, and then she disappears for the next 3 quarters as Napheesa Collier gives her the business, as Maria Klundenkova gives her the business, as once again the front line lays a smacketh down on Aaliyah Boston as the Lynx beat the Fever 97-84 in a game that was pretty much double digits most of the second half. Most of the second half. The Fever are now 19-18 and slowly fading into oblivion with this franchise that is nothing but a large mess. They are now the 8th seed as of updated stats right now. Updated standings right now. They are the 8th seed behind Seattle and Golden State. Golden State has the head-to-head, and the Los Angeles Sparks, who have the head-to-head over the Indiana Fever, are now only 1 game behind. It is not looking good for the Indiana Fever. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way, Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Show my hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. We're going to do Sunday Night Heat at 10 o'clock tonight. I mean, I'd be happy to jump on board with it right now, but we're doing the recaps. And as you can see by now, my emotions in this whole thing are gone. It doesn't really matter. Kelsey Mitchell goes for 26, 7 of 12. She lived at the free throw line, had 11 free throws, 10 of 11 from the line. Odyssey Sims was a no-show. Shea Petty comes off the bench, goes 6 for 7, 3 for 3 from 3, has 16 points. Ariel Powers plays 18 minutes, 2 for 6, has 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in 18 minutes of play. Michaela Timpson, once again, has been relegated to unimportant, doesn't play. Why bother? Damiris Dantas plays 7 minutes, 0 for 3, 0 points. Brianna Turner gets more minutes again. 13. I mean, they're playing Brianna Turner a whole lot now. 13 minutes, 2 points, 1 of 3. Natasha Howard, 4 of 6 for 10 points and 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Leah Boston finishes with an empty 14, 7, and 5. Why is this woman getting out rebounded constantly by smaller front court players? It's insane. Why does she continue to get out rebounded by smaller front court players? This team gets out rebounded again by a smaller team, 30-25. The Minnesota Lynx shot 57.1% from the field. The Minnesota Lynx shot 57.1% from 3. They shot 92.9% from the free throw line, 13 of 14. Fever weren't terrible offensively, but defensively, utterly horrific. Utterly horrific. Trash ass defense. Beaten down the floor all game. Just all game long. Beaten down the floor. Touchdown passes over and over again. I pointed out because it's in your face. Aaliyah Boston gets beat down the floor every single time by the player she's guarding. Backup center, Maria Klundikova, goes for 6 of 7. The backup center, 6 of 7. 13 points. Who do you think is guarding her? Napheesa Collier, 11 of 16. 32 points, 9 rebounds. Who do you think is guarding her? There are times where Napheesa Collier has, Lexi Hull on her, that's barbecue chicken. And then there are times where she has Aaliyah Boston on her, it's barbecue chicken. She's 6'1", but yet she plays bigger than the 6'5" Aaliyah Boston. Lexi Hall came back down to earth. 2 of 10, 2 of 6 from 3, 6 points. This team isn't any good, man. This team isn't any good. They're up 5 end of 1. By halftime, they're down 7. Fall apart. A 16-0 run that covers the second and third. Was it 16-0? Here was 16. Yeah, 16-0, which put them up 57-45 to start the third quarter. And that was the ball game. The game never got closer than, I think, 9 the rest of the way. I'm just looking, verifying. I don't think it got closer than 9. The Indiana Fever got drugged once again. They got drugged once again. Yeah, it got to 9 twice. Yeah. Never got closer than 9. This game was never even in doubt in the second half. Because defensively, the Indiana Fever stunk. Aaliyah Boston jumps out. Let's get her the ball. Boom, boom, boom. Layup to start the game. First play of the game. Layup on her second play. Layup again. Layup again. She's got 8 points. 3.5 minutes into the game. And the Fever up 13-7. Aaliyah Boston, the rest of the half, took 1, 2, she took 2 shots the next 16.5 minutes. Missed them both. She took 2 shots. 2 shots. She's invisible. People will say, "Oh, she started off strong." Well, what happened? It's a 40-minute game. It's a 40-minute game. At what point is she going to do something that actually continues throughout the whole game? At what point will she do something that she maintains throughout 40 minutes? She finished the game 7-12. Started the game out 4-4. And goes 3 of 8 the rest of the way. Do you care anymore? Do you even care anymore? I don't even care anymore. You wonder why I'm not putting out all kinds of content? Trying. I mean, it's a chore. It's not. This is trash. This is trash. This team isn't good. This team is not good. Not good at all. This team was a game from being in the 2 seed. I think it was a game at one point. A game from being the 2 seed. Now it's a game from being out of the playoffs. Wasn't this team was 17-14? If I recall correctly. They've lost 4 or 5. The one that they won was a miracle against Connecticut. If you actually want to go further, they're 2-6 in their last 8. The 2 wins, Chicago and Connecticut, the 2 worst teams in basketball. They were actually sitting at 17-12. 17-12. They were a game out of the 2 seed. And really at this point, who cares? I don't even care what Stephanie White has to say. They just allowed a team to shoot 57% against them. 57%. 7%. A game after having that same team shoot 56% against them. This is what Stephanie White supposedly coaches, is defense, right? You know, there was a statement that was made about the Minnesota Lynx tonight and how the team really never misses a beat. Of course, they're better with their best player on the floor, and they're not going to try to convince you otherwise the way Indiana tries to do constantly, or the way national media members try constantly, the way even Stephanie White tries to constantly. They're not going to sit here and gaslight you and tell you that, oh yeah, no, this team is right there, man. This team is just as good without Napheesa Collier. No, they have survived without Collier. They've survived. They've gone what 7-3 without Collier, and they're 22-4 with her, something like that. Whatever it is, they're obviously better with their best player, and no one is sitting here trying to convince you otherwise. And what does Collier proceed to do? Go absolutely off. First game back, 32 points, 9 rebounds. I mean, they got to play this team one more time in Indiana. Does it matter? It could matter for Indiana. It's possible. But think about it this for a second. What I was going to get when I was getting back to was when they commented about Napheesa Collier, they said, look, she is their offense doesn't change when she leaves. Their offense isn't different when she doesn't play. What does that tell you as a fan? What does that tell you as an observer? Is that they're coached. They're obviously coached because there's no need to have the offense change when your best player leaves. Because now you got to worry about reintegrating your best player if you completely altered the offense. Notice the difference in coaching. Cheryl Reeve coaches the team one way. Stephanie White has got a team playing a completely different way from how it would be playing if Caitlin Clark was on the floor. Right? So could that have something to do with also what's delayed her return? It's possible. It doesn't really matter. But it's possible that the fact of the matter is they're playing such a different game without Caitlin Clark to when they would play with her that they desperately need to practice with her to have a chance to be successful because they're so not used to playing with her and so used to playing this different style of basketball that you get dog shit like this. They have gotten shellacked. Shellacked. Absolutely shellacked by this team. By not just this team, but by Washington, by Dallas, by Phoenix, by the Sparks. That Sun game. If they had not won that Sun game, they're looking right now at 18-19 and 1-7 in their last 8. Remember, they're better without Caitlin Clark. That's what they told us. I mean, you have a team today that you played that Jessica Shepard had a triple double in their last game, literally on Friday. Triple double with 11 minutes, with 21 minutes into the game. You know what Jessica Shepard did today? She played 10 minutes. She scored 0 points. She took 0 shots and had 3 assists and 1 rebound. She had a triple double in 21 minutes last game. And today she did not take 1 single shot. It shows you the difference between a contender and the Indiana Fever. They can find a way to win various ways to win. There's not just one way to win. The Indiana Fever shot 48% from the field. Once again, they were shooting at a very, very high clip in the first half. Shot 44% from three. That's not bad. They shot 82% from the line. They took more free throws than Minnesota. They get 16 points off of the bench from one player. And they get beat by 13. Because defensively, they're absolutely horrendous. Defensively, they are horrendous. They get beat backdoor. They get beat down the court. They get beat to loose balls. They get beat every which way you can think of. Watching Aaliyah Boston not run the floor. Watching Lexi Hall pass up a wide open three to drive it in to then take a contested two that she misses, of course. Sure, she went 2 of 6 from three. She probably could have taken 3 or 4 more threes when she caught the ball. Minnesota got 13 points from Kayla McBride, 14 from Courtney Williams, 13 from Klundenkova. Watching Aaliyah Boston be defended by 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 180-pound women and watching them just shove her out of the paint, watching them front her to the point where she quits on the play. She quits. She gives up on plays. She constantly gives up on plays. She takes 12 shots. She had 8 points in the first 3.5 minutes and 6 points the rest of the way. I'm defeated. I'm defeated. And they play on Tuesday against Seattle at 7. Who cares? Back in Indiana. They'll probably win that game. I'm putting it out. They'll probably win that game. They'll find a way. Remember that 5-game winning streak they had? They're 2-6 since that, and the 2 wins are against Connecticut and Chicago. This team is done, people. It's over. This team is not going to make the playoffs. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Pack it in. They got 8 games. They got 7 games left. Seattle, LA, Golden State, Phoenix, Chicago, Washington, Minnesota. They're going to go 2-5 at best. They go 2-5 at best. That means they finish 21 and 23. You don't make the playoffs with that. Unless other teams just completely fall apart themselves. But I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. I see teams that play with better cohesion. I see teams that play with more heart. I see teams that play with more desire, fire, passion, want to. You can watch this game 1,001 times. Watch it over and over again. Watch the problem. The problems are the exact same problems you saw on Friday. This team doesn't defend. They don't defend. Defensively, they're horrible. And and people are gonna sit here and tell you that, oh, well, Caitlin Clark, blah blah blah. Caitlin Clark does not make this team this bad defensively. This team defensively stinks. They've given up the last 3 games 93, 95, and 97 points. If you go back, 88 and then 81. They've given up 90 plus. They've given up 90 plus points in 5 of their last 8 games. 5 of 8. They've given up 90 plus points. This team is on a free fall right at the playoffs. They can keep wearing their Kelsey Mitchell t-shirts for MVP. I have no interest anymore. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. Come on now.